I was teaching a class where we were eliciting different people's strategies for some of the different abilities that they had. And there were two people in the class that were both pretty good at cooking. And what I found interesting in their two different approaches was one of them was great at finding a recipe and studying different recipes and then either following one of the recipes or combining them in a certain way to make something. And the other person was really good at just noticing what they had in their refrigerator and creating something out of what was there. And I found this fascinating because I'm definitely more the first person. You know, when I'm gonna cook something, I usually I'll get something in mind, and then I'll look at a bunch of recipes and try to find one that I think is interesting or worth trying, or I'll combine a couple of them. But I'm still basically following a recipe and following an idea of where I want to end up. You know, so in the realm of cooking, I'm more of a planner, I would say. Whereas this other person, and actually we found that there was a second person who also did this thing with the ingredients. They were just curious about what they could do with whatever ingredients were there and creating something kind of spontaneously out of that. And I thought this was really interesting, and I definitely want to try the latter strategy more. And I found that these two states of mind are something that I sort of bounce between when I go on when I travel. Part of me likes to plan and get something in mind, and the other part of me likes to just go and explore and see what I can find and what I can make happen just in the environment. And for some reason, that's a realm where I feel comfortable doing that. Whereas cooking, I just haven't tried it that much. But I think it's even interesting to sort of bounce between these two states of mind when faced with a weekend. You know, this weekend is a holiday weekend, so everyone's relaxing a bit, and I'm sure many people have have made plans and have prepared meals and this and that, and then there are other people who don't. Although I think sometimes when people don't have plans, they just default to doing whatever's typical for them, or maybe they don't do anything at all. But what this second person was doing, it wasn't that they weren't doing anything. They were still creating something wonderful, but out of whatever ingredients are there. So I think if I use that state of mind in planning a weekend, initially I'll take that step of, well, what are the ingredients that are available to me? Where can I go? What can I eat? What can I do? What activities can I engage in? And I can start to really cook up an interesting weekend or choreograph an interesting weekend, just from the ingredients that are available there. So it's sort of this dance between a planner state of mind and a planner or somebody who follows a plan or an agenda versus a creator or an innovator. And I think it's really useful to practice both of those states of mind and have them both in your toolkit. I know a lot of times when I'm coaching, I'm more in that latter state of mind. You know, it's in coaching, depending upon what kind of coaching you studied, you learn different techniques and you learn different approaches of helping somebody move in a particular way, or assisting them in achieving whatever they're going to achieve. And yet in that moment when you're in a conversation and the person is in front of you, you're really creating from whatever is in that moment, whatever the person is offering to you, whatever they're bringing, what are their capabilities and strengths and inclinations. And from that, you cook up hopefully something that's really wonderful for them. And it's really a process of co-creating, which is another thing. The using the creative approach. It's not that person had to cook by themselves. They can cook with other people involved as well. So I really love very deliberately going back and forth between these two different states of mind, one of kind of planning and executing to a plan, and the other of kind of looking around and being in the moment and creating something wonderful there.